It was the 5th year of my engagement to Fu Yanli. He secretly held a wedding with a college girl. By the time I arrived, they were passionately kissing amid the crowd's jeering. When Fu Yanli saw me, he raised an eyebrow slightly. The little girl wants a wedding. Don't worry, there's no marriage certificate. I didn't cry or make a fuss. I turned and left. He was sure I was just throwing a fit. Until the crown prince of the Beijing social circle posted a marriage certificate online. Fu Yanli ignored the downpour and pounded crazily on my door. I opened the door, my face still flushed with lingering blush. Don't worry, I'm just getting the certificate. I'm not married. Qin Chu came downstairs wearing nothing but a bath towel around his waist, and wrapped an arm around my waist. So I don't have a status. A lively wedding scene. The guests below the stage were cheering and urging the newlyweds to kiss. The girl in the wedding dress had a shy look in her eyes. Fu Yanli held the back of her head with one hand and deepened the kiss little by little. I stared dazedly at the two people on stage kissing passionately. Fu Yanli's close buddy turned around and saw me, and in panic shouted, "Sis-in-law," and the next second, the lively atmosphere suddenly fell silent. I walked toward Fu Yanli. The little girl awkwardly tried to hide behind him. Fu Yanli showed no trace of embarrassment at being caught by his fiancée. With a teasing smile, he pulled the little girl behind him into his arms and raised his brows mockingly. "Shu is throwing a fit and wants to marry me. Don't worry, we haven't registered it yet, Mrs. Fu will only be you." Fu Yanli and I were childhood sweethearts and grew up together. After graduation, we got engaged under the arrangements of our parents. He was notorious in our circle for being a playboy, constantly changing girlfriends, and he made me lose all face. I gave a faint smile. I took a square brocade box out of my bag. "This is the bracelet the Fu family passes down to its daughters-in-law. I'm giving it back to you." Fu Yanli took it and toyed with it in his hand, smiling with a hint of mockery. "You even brought out the bracelet just to make me break up with you this time." I didn't miss the deep disbelief in his eyes. "Fu Yanli, starting today our engagement is null and void. From now on, we go our separate ways and owe each other nothing." Fu Yanli's expression changed on the spot. "Jiang Tang, say that again." The close brother standing beside him saw that things were about to blow up and hurriedly stepped forward. "Sis-in-law, calm down, this wedding doesn't count. Brother Fu is just fooling around. The one really getting married has to be you." Witnessing such a big scene of her fiancé marrying another woman, I didn't cry or make a scene. I turned and left calmly. "Brother Fu, hurry and go after sis-in-law," Fu Yanli said with complete certainty. "What's there to chase? It's not like this has never happened before. In a few days, she'll come back obediently. You've never made such a big fuss before. Any woman would find it unbearable to see the person she loves marry someone else. I suggest you go take a look." Fu Yanli glanced toward the door, his dark eyes narrowing slightly. Lin Shua suddenly tugged at his sleeve. "Can I take a look at this bracelet, too?" After leaving the wedding venue, I called my best friend Song Song and asked her to meet me at a bar for a couple of drinks. By the time she arrived, she saw 2 empty bottles of red wine and immediately understood. "What happened? Did you and Fu Yanli have another fight? Did he go after a celebrity this time, or some college girl?" Hearing that name, it felt like a needle stabbing into my heart. "He got married today." After hearing the whole story, Song Song grabbed a bottle and was ready to smash that scumbag to death. "You should have dumped him ages ago. I've set up a group chat for you, full of the best men in our circle. Take your time and look through them." My phone suddenly started beeping nonstop. I glanced at it. In less than a minute, more than 30 people had added me. "I'm going to the restroom." In the hallway, a man in a suit that looked out of place here stood leaning against the wall and smoking, his shirt collar casually undone by a few buttons. He looked somewhat not to be messed with. Perhaps sensing my gaze, he frowned and looked over. "Qin Chu, what was he doing here?" I walked over and said with a faint smile, "Mr. Qin, got a cigarette to spare?" He raised an eyebrow. "Didn't you turn into a good girl after getting together with Fu Yanli? Aren't you afraid he'll find out you smoke?" I didn't say anything. He leaned in and said in a thoroughly annoying tone, "I heard he held a grand, once-in-a-lifetime wedding for another woman today, so you and him are broken up." I reached straight for the cigarettes and lighter. After lighting it with practiced ease, I let out a soft plume of smoke and said with a faint smile, "Qin Chu, want to come to my place tonight?" Their eyes met. What needed to be said between adults was already perfectly clear. Qin Chu pinched out the cigarette, then let out a light chuckle. I suddenly remembered that he was famously uninterested in women, and was just about to explain it was only a joke. Unexpectedly, he actually agreed. 3. Qin Chu unlocked the door with my fingerprint, and in the next second pinned me against the doorway. A large hand clasped the back of my head. and kissed me without warning. Jiang Tang, are you a dog? Bite more gently. I frowned slightly. Can you stop talking? At a time like this, what you should be doing is making it so I can't speak. The entire night, Qin Chu showed me through action what it means that trouble comes from the mouth. It wasn't until dawn that I finally fell asleep, and then my phone rang. I couldn't open my eyes, so I just reached out and groped around the bed aimlessly. A soft chuckle came from beside me as Qin Chu found the phone. When he saw it was a video of Fu Yanli playing the piano, his expression instantly turned dark. He handed me the phone and pulled the blanket up to cover me to my collarbone. I answered the call, barely forcing my drowsy eyes open. Fu Yanli gave a faint, indifferent smile. Didn't you say yesterday that once a man marries and a woman weds, they have nothing to do with each other? How come, in less than a day, you went to my mom to badmouth Shuyue? Who went to see your mom? Are you insane? It's early in the morning. What kind of fit are you throwing here? The moment I opened my mouth, I froze completely. My voice was terribly hoarse. Fu Yanli asked in confusion, "Are you catching a cold?" I smiled. Why pretend not to understand? Realizing what I meant, he suddenly raised his voice and leaned closer to the phone. "Where are you? Who are you with right now, Mr. Fu? There is no longer anything between us. Where I am, and who I'm with, have nothing to do with you." I was too exhausted to say another word, so I simply ended the video call. In the bar, Fu Yanli's expression was grim. "Brother Fu, Jiang Tang hung up on you. Could she really be dead set on calling off the engagement? Impossible. That's her old trick for threatening Brother Fu. If she really wanted to end the engagement, could she bear to do it? Anyone can see she's just putting on a show, pretending to be with another man to make you jealous and force you to go after her first. That trick is so overused already, and she's still using it." Everyone burst out laughing. Only then did Fu Yanli's expression finally ease up a little, for the call had disturbed my sleepiness and left me somewhat more awake. I frowned in displeasure. Qin Chu saw it clearly. What's so great about that Fu Yanli? He was already playing around so wildly before marriage, and after marriage he won't possibly stay faithful to just you. He's not good enough for you. I looked up in confusion. Qin Chu picked up the cigarette case on the bedside table, tapped out a cigarette and lit it, his expression suddenly turning serious. "If we're talking about a marriage alliance, the Qin family is no worse than the Fu family. What is Mr. Qin trying to say?" Qin Chu glanced at me. "I know you've always wanted to win the East District Development Project, but it won't be easy to secure it on your own. If the two of us got married and worked together, it would be much easier." By then, I was fully awake. "Given Qin Group's capabilities, you could easily take it on your own. Why split the profits with me? Maybe because I don't want you freeloading off me." The corner of my mouth twitched twice, and after thinking for a few seconds, I took the initiative to extend my right hand. "Pleasure doing business." 40 minutes later, Qin Chu and I walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Looking at the red booklet in my hand, I still felt a little dazed and unreal. "Let's go." "Huh, we're meeting the client right now." Qin Chu raised a hand and patted my hair, then let out a laugh. "On our honeymoon." 5. We changed into our diving gear and immersed ourselves in the azure seawater, feeling the mystery and beauty of the ocean. Beautiful coral and schools of fish so close I could almost reach out and touch them. Qin Chu made a gesture to me, signaling me to follow him. After descending to a certain depth, when I looked up, it was like a starry sky beneath the sea. After coming ashore, the staff told me my phone had been ringing non-stop. I opened my phone, and dozens of messages popped up. "Hello, Miss Jiang, I'm the manager of DK Bridal Shop. When will you have time to come in and try on the wedding dress?" "Hello, Miss Jiang, I'm the person in charge of wedding planning. What kind of flowers do you like? We can have them flown in for you then." "Hello, Miss Liang, Mr. Fu has ordered a diamond ring for you at our store. When will you have time to come in and try it on? We can adjust the size if it doesn't fit a wedding dress." Flowers, a ring. The more I read, the tighter my brow furrowed. Was my phone number leaked? Just then, my phone rang again. I glanced at my phone screen and saw a call notification from Fu Yanli. "Hello." He came right out with an accusatory tone. "Where have you been? I've called you so many times and you still didn't answer. The company said you took a month's leave. What does where I go have to do with you? Don't forget, we've already broken up." Fu Yanli didn't take it seriously and even laughed. "Aren't you just upset with me because I threw a wedding for Lin Shuyue? I'll throw one for you too. You should have received the messages and calls by now. Take a look at what kind of wedding dress and venue you like, and just tell them directly. They'll arrange everything for you." I was speechless. "Are you insane? although I couldn't see his expression, I could still imagine what Fu Yanli looked like when he heard that from me. Jiang Tang, you're making a scene over the wedding, and now I've agreed to make it up to you with another one. What more do you want? Have you had enough of throwing a tantrum? I'm telling you, you only get this one chance. If you don't want to get married, then don't ever get married for the rest of your life. Fu Yanli was always like this. As long as he threw you a way out, if you didn't take it in time, then it was definitely your fault. You crazy idiot, we've already broken up. Stop calling me. Marry whoever you want to marry. Fu Yanli kept saying okay 3 times on the other end of the phone. Jiang Tang, I gave you a chance, you refused it yourself, so don't you dare regret it. You're sick. Qin Chu changed his clothes. Fu Yanli's call. I took a breath. Yeah, he thought I was angry because of a wedding, so he figured he'd have one for me too. How was I so blind back then to fall for this man? Qin Chu smiled but didn't answer. The next month, we went to Iceland to see the mysterious blue ice cave. We took a hot air balloon ride in Turkey. 6 On the day I returned home, Song Song asked me out. I applied concealer in several layers, but I still couldn't cover the marks on my collarbone. In the end, I could only find a silk scarf in the closet and tie it around my neck. As soon as she sat down, she downed 2 glasses of wine. I'm furious. Fu Yanli is absolutely insane. He took over every electronic billboard in Beijing and had top-tier celebrities record birthday wishes for that Lin Shuyue or whatever her name is. He even wants them played on loop for a whole month. Has he considered how you feel? I held my wine glass and said calmly, I'm married. Song Song didn't believe it at first, until she saw the marriage certificate. Qin Chu, isn't he famous for never being interested in women? How did you manage to win him over? That's not important. What matters is that Fu Yanli simply can't compare to him. I really want to see the look on his face when he finds out you and Qin Chu are married. Her anger vanished instantly. We have to celebrate this properly. Dinner's on me tonight. Song Song couldn't hold her liquor well, and after a few bottles, she was already woozy and disoriented. I set down my glass. Stay here and behave. I'll go order you some sobering tea. In the hallway, I ran into Lu Zhe. He came up to me attentively. Sis-in-law, you're here. Brother Fu and the others are in private room 6. Fu Yanli and I have nothing to do with each other anymore. Just call me by my name from now on. Have fun. Lu Zhe just assumed I was still upset. Fu really went too far with that matter. Just give him a chance to apologize to you in person. We're in private room 6. I'll go over first. Sis-in-law, come in a bit. All right. To get back to private room 3, you had to pass by private room 6. I heard a familiar voice. I stood at the door and looked through the crack. Fu Yanli was lounging lazily on the sofa, several buttons of his shirt undone. Lin Shuyue's lips were swollen and red. Anyone with eyes could tell what had happened. Brother Fu, I just ran into sis-in-law at the door. I told you she still can't let you go. I didn't expect Jiang Tang to be able to hold out this long without contacting you this time. It was only a month. As soon as she heard that Brother Fu was celebrating another woman's birthday, she still couldn't take it and came over. Fu Yanli's expression was cold. Who let her come? We've already broken up. That's enough. This is the first time Jiang Tang hasn't contacted you for this long, right? Be careful not to let it blow up beyond repair. Yeah, Brother Fu, I think you should hurry up and get this woman to leave, so that doesn't get angry again later. Fu Yanli turned his eyes sideways to look at the obedient Lin Shuyue beside him. She kept her head down, her voice weak. Mr. Fu, today is my birthday. I touched the silk scarf tied around my neck, took it off, and pushed open the door to go in. Everyone's eyes turned toward us at the same time. The marks on her neck were too obvious. Even in the dim light of the bar, Fu Yanli still saw them. He shot to his feet and narrowed his eyes. What's on your neck? Thinking of how Qin Chu had left marks on me like a crazed dog last night, I smiled and said, a hickey. Fu Yanli kicked the table beside him, the gloom in his eyes unmistakable. Who did this? Jiang Tang, you really went out and found another man behind my back, didn't you? Who did it has nothing to do with you. Fu Yanli, a qualified ex should be dead to me. He sneered. Jiang Tang, if I ever contact you again, I'm a dog. Song Song had some hangover tea and asked me, why were you gone for so long? I was almost about to go out and look for you. Hearing the sound of things being smashed coming from the private room next door, I went to deal with something. Otherwise, there'd always be flies swarming around, which is pretty annoying too. Let's go. We had both been drinking, so we called a designated driver. 7. It wasn't long before the female college student who married Fu Yanli got into the entertainment industry after graduating. After achieving some success, she actually hired paid commenters to post under the official account of Jiang Group. President Fu is really different with Shiyue. Yeah, he's willing to hold a grand wedding for her. Don't even mention the wedding, Mr. Fu wouldn't even blink at buying a pink diamond. I'd advise someone to part on good terms while they still can. Don't shamelessly cling to Mr. Fu's fiancé title. The one who isn't loved is the third party. Would it kill you to let Mr. Fu and Sister Shiyue be together? The assistant handed me the tablet and showed it to me. Mr. Jiang, should we delete all the comments guiding public opinion? Go dig up Lin Shiyue's dirt and hand it to the paparazzi, then notify the media companies that cooperate with the Jiang Group and tell them not to give her any resources. Okay, Mr. Jiang, I'll take care of it right away. What if Mr. Fu interferes? Ignore him, just finish what I told you to do. An hour later, Lin Shiyue's comment section was flooded. You're just a mistress. Sneaking around in the shadows is one thing, but how dare you openly provoke the original wife? I was in the same class as Lin Shiyue. On the surface, she seemed incredibly well behaved, but in reality, she used her family's wealth to lead the bullying against me at school. I have many burn scars on my arms from her, and she also stole awards that rightfully belonged to my choices. So she was this kind of person back in school. I was Lin Shiyue's body double, on set, except for shots where her face absolutely had to be shown. She made me do everything else. You could say out of dozens of scenes, she didn't even film a third of them. The rest were either done by a double or fixed in post-production. I was Lin Shiyue's assistant. There was a scene where she had to go into the water to retrieve something. She complained the water was too dirty and insisted the crew buy bottled water before she would get in. Let's just say, I've been an assistant for A-list stars and never been this exhausted. I think the most despicable one is Fu Yanli, changing girlfriends every few days. A man like that should have dropped dead long ago. 8. Brother Fu, aren't you going to answer your little girlfriend's call? She's getting torn apart by netizens right now. Jiang Tang is still the same. She holds grudges against everyone except you. Fu Yanli didn't answer that question. Instead, he asked, has Jiang Tang called you guys again these past few days? Seeing this, everyone exchanged a look. No. Are you deliberately hyping up Lin Shiyue so she can go provoke Jiang Tang? I think your plan has gone wrong. The rumors about you and Lin Shiyue are all over the place. Has Jiang Tang called you even once? Brother Fu, if you really want to get back together with Jiang Tang, just swallow your pride and give her a call. It won't cost you anything, but if someone else beats you to it, then let her be. If she wants to break up, then break up. It's not like I'm short of a girlfriend. That night, I received a message from Song. By the way, I forgot to mention that night. People in the have been saying Qin Chu likes men. Is he even capable in that department? I found myself wanting to laugh for no reason when I saw the message. Before I could reply, a shadow fell over me. Like men. I looked up and met Qin Chu's half-smiling, half-not gaze me. Want to try tonight and see whether I'm actually any good. By the time I came to my senses, I was already on the bed. I don't know if it was the alcohol, but my cheeks felt burning hot. When desire peaked, I lowered my head and bit into his shoulder. Outside the window, rain was pouring down in torrents, while inside the room, the air was thick with lingering intimacy. The phone on the nightstand kept ringing tirelessly. After finishing one, Qin Chu took it and glanced at it. It's Fu Yanli's. Should I answer it? My eyes reddened as I shook my head. Tang, he's clinging to you like a sticky plaster, and it hurts my heart. Then you answer it. I don't know if it was my imagination, but I actually saw a hint of triumph in his eyes. As soon as the call connected, Fu Yanli's drunken voice came through. Jiang Tang, I'm drunk. Come pick me up. I've been making such a scene these past few days. Why haven't you come to take care of me? Qin Chu scoffed lightly. It's me. There was a brief silence on the other end of the phone, followed by Fu Yanli's gritted voice. Qin Chu, have you no shame? How dare you be the other man? We are legally married. The real question is, why are you calling my wife in the middle of the night? Impossible. His tone suddenly softened again. Tang, come pick me up. Okay, let's stop fighting. I forced myself to stay focused. Fu Yanli, I made myself very clear to you today. You are nothing but my ex. Qin Chu raised an eyebrow in satisfaction, without giving the other party a chance to speak. He hung up the phone directly. Meanwhile, at the bar, ever since hanging up the phone, Fu Yanli had remained frozen in the same position. I think this time Jiang Tang probably really isn't coming back. Actually, you can't really blame her. Fuji has indeed gone way too far these past few years. Sneaking around and dating was one thing, but every single time you had to make a huge scene, not to mention you even married Lin Shuyue. And with the previous little star you directly gave her a ring. Then the one before that, the secretary, you spoiled her so much she even went straight to Jiang Group to make a scene. If I were Jiang Tang, I would have dumped you long ago. There's no way I'd have waited until now. Enough, stop talking. If it's over, then it's over. Anyway, you don't even like Jiang Tang. Fu Yanli didn't say anything. He picked up his car keys and left. The people behind him couldn't even catch up. He's been drinking. He can't drive. It's over. He's out of sight. He probably went to look for Jiang Tang. Qin Chu is there too now. This is starting to look like a fight is about to break out. 9. Jiang Tang, I want to post on moments. At this moment, Qin Chu was like a completely different person from usual. He was just way too damn alluring somehow. Almost without thinking, I nodded. Just 1 minute after posting, quite a few people in my circle chimed in. Edited, congratulations. You finally got what you wanted, but does Jiang Tang know you've had feelings for her all these years? Holy crap. Why does this person look so familiar? Isn't this President Fu's fiancé? What's going on? Congratulations. Congratulations. Qin Chu clenched a cigarette between his teeth as he sent back a few replies, then went to the bathroom to shower. Hearing the urgent knocking downstairs, I pulled the blanket over my head and tried to pretend I hadn't heard it, but the knocking only got louder and louder. Like they wouldn't stop until the door was opened. Wearing a black camisole nightgown, I went downstairs, guessing who was knocking. I took the marriage certificate out of the cabinet. I opened the door, the flush on my face still not yet faded. Fu Yanli was drenched through by the rain. Tang Tang, I won't act up anymore. Let's make up. I didn't think that much back then. I just felt it was only a wedding, and it wouldn't threaten your position as Mrs. Fu, so I agreed. I leaned weakly against the doorframe and showed him the marriage certificate in my hand. I've already gotten my marriage certificate. All that's left is the wedding. When we hold our wedding, we'll be sure to invite Mr. Fu to come drink the wedding wine. Qin Chu came downstairs from upstairs wearing only a bath towel around his lower body, with his arm around my waist. Fu Yanli raised his hand and threw a punch. I treated you like a brother, and you actually have designs on Jiang Tang. Qin Chu grabbed his collar and threw a punch back. How many disgraceful things you've done. Don't you know yourself? She put up with you for 5 years, and in those 5 years, you drove her away step by step. The two of them traded blows back and forth, neither willing to back down. Standing in the rain, Fu Yanli's eyes were wet. Tang Tang, I'm drunk. Can you make me a bowl of hangover soup, please? Qin Chu cursed under his breath. With a bang, he slammed the door shut. He pinned me against the door, while outside was Fu Yanli's frantic knocking. Tang Tang, when are we getting married? I want a proper title. When you got engaged, the whole thing was so lavish. Our wedding has to be even better. I rose onto my tiptoes and left a kiss at the corner of his lips. Okay. 10. The next day, I received a call from Lu Zhe. Fu Yanli crashed into the guardrail while driving home last night. The front of the car was completely totaled, but thankfully he wasn't hurt badly and is now in the hospital. Sis. Jiang Tang, could you come see him? He's refusing to eat or drink, won't cooperate with the doctors or take his medicine. He insists on seeing you. How many phone numbers do you have? The person on the other end was taken aback. Just this one. I hung up and blocked the number directly. If Fu Yanli is in trouble, why isn't he contacting his parents or his current girlfriend? What does he want with me? His already married ex-fiancé. Lu Zhe showed him the black screen of the phone. Brother Fu, Jiang Tang really doesn't want you anymore. She's blocked my number now. 2. Fu Yanli's dark eyes fixed on the chat box, saying nothing. Later, I took advantage of the moment when no one was around and left the hospital directly. Lately, I've been busy with that project in the East District. One day, when I went back to the apartment to get some documents, I unexpectedly saw Fu Yanli sitting by the flower bed downstairs in the complex, still wearing a hospital gown. When he saw me, he walked over and called out cautiously, Tang Tang. I pressed my tired fingers against my brow. What exactly do you want? Perhaps because he was sick, He looked somewhat weak. Chin Chu did it on purpose. He's had his eye on you for a long time. He just wants to break us up so he can step in and take advantage of the situation. Do you still remember back in school, when someone stuffed love letters into your school bag and you were furious? That person was Chin Chu. What? Chin Chu, back in school, was so aloof that no one dared even approach him. People only whispered about him behind his back, and no one dared go up to him to ask for his contact information. The love letter in my school bag was actually put there by Chin Chu. He was just jealous that I got engaged to you, so he deliberately set me up. So you're saying he forced you to date those female celebrities and college students? He forced you to hold the wedding? Fu Yanli lowered his eyes and did not take up the topic. Tang Tang. I got caught in the rain and came down with a fever last night. I'm feeling awful right now. Can I go upstairs and get a glass of water? No, I'm already married. I took out my phone and dialed Aunt Fu's number. Okay. Auntie will be there right away. After she arrived, she slapped him in exasperation. What are you still doing here? Embarrassing yourself. Look at the things you've done before. I'm too ashamed to face Tong Tong's parents. Hurry up and leave, Auntie. I still have a few important meetings later, so I'll leave first. All right, go handle your work. I'll get this brat out of here right away. I nodded politely and turned to leave. I didn't expect Fu Yanli to still be sitting here when I came back. He was wearing a thin hospital gown, and everyone passing by couldn't help but look over. He just stared indifferently at the entrance to the neighborhood. The moment he saw my car drive in, he stood up at once. I took a deep breath. I didn't want to deal with him, but as I walked forward, he stopped me and took out the brocade box I had returned. I never intended to give this bracelet to anyone else. Please take it back, okay? I smiled, opened my phone, and found a photo. It was a selfie of Lin Shuwa wearing that very bracelet. Fu Yanli hurriedly explained. That day after you left, she said she wanted to see it, so I gave it to her. She only tried it on for a moment. I didn't want to waste words on him, shook off his hand, and went upstairs. When Chin Chu returned, I saw them exchange a few words from upstairs. And the next second, they started fighting. I hurried downstairs. Chin Chu, how much better are you than me? Do you dare tell Jiang Tang everything you've done? My affair had your scheming behind it too, didn't it? The East District project was a trap you set for her from the start. Screw your cooperation, Tang Tang. You must not be fooled by him. Chin Chu glanced at me nervously. I took his hand. Intertwining our fingers, I handed the wedding candy to Fu Yanli. The 8th of next month is Chin Chu's and my wedding day. You're welcome to come for the celebration. Back in the room, Chin Chu was still distracted. It was the first time I'd seen him like this, he explained. Some of what Fu Yanli said is true. I knew you wanted the East District project, so I deliberately used it as a pretense to marry you. His affair happened because I hinted to the manager at a drinking party to bring the type of girl he likes in front of him. I'm not as good as you imagine. I'm very skilled at calculating people's hearts. I know exactly what kind of person Fu Yanli is, even without you. It wouldn't have been long after the marriage before he grew tired of that life and suggested we live separately. Chin Chu was stunned. You don't blame me. I chuckled lightly. Of course I don't blame you. I married you after careful consideration too. Only young girls make decisions based solely on love. I watched as Chin Chu's tense nerves gradually relaxed. 11. The East District project commenced smoothly. Preparations for my and Chin Chu's wedding were also underway. On this day, I was struggling over whether to use all chocolates for the wedding candy or a mix of various candies. A notification popped up on my phone. Your friend is live streaming. I clicked in with confusion. Fu Yanli knelt on the ground in a sorry state, the fabric of his trousers at the knees faintly visible as torn. He took a step and knelt down. I'm sorry, Jiang Tang. With each step, he knelt and spoke a word. I remembered when we first started dating, he said. If I ever wrong you one day, I'll kneel. With every step all the way to Wulao Mountain, seeing such a mad scene, I fell silent for a minute. I quickly took out my phone and called him, but Fu Yanli didn't answer. The barrage was frantically scrolling. After all, opportunities to witness the disgrace of the president of the Fu Group were rare. Belated affection is cheaper than grass. What's the use of putting on this act now? Weren't you changing girlfriends every few days before? Abusing your wife feels good for a moment, but chasing her back is like walking into a crematorium. Just the other day you were all over that actress, and now you remember your fiancé's good qualities. Although President Fu cheated first, it has to be said that his looks are top tier even in the entertainment industry. My moral compass follows my aesthetic sense. President Jiang, please forgive him. The person upstairs truly has no morals. Well then, I wish you a handsome boyfriend who cheats on you often. Jiang Tang's current husband is much more handsome than President Fu, with an 8-pack. Have you seen it? I imagined it myself. I looked at the man in the video who refused to answer the call. If Wulao Mountain were really climbed one meal at a time, it would take at least a day and a night. Most importantly, it was just too humiliating. He kept saying I'm sorry to Jiang Tang. Lu Zhe called and said, Jiang Tang, although Brother Fu has let you down, he's still running a fever and hasn't recovered yet. Could you pity him a little and give him a call, instead of having time to call me? Why don't you take a few people over there and just knock him out and carry him back to the hospital? Fu Yanjing just kept going like this, one meal at a time. He didn't care what others thought. He wouldn't answer anyone's calls. He wouldn't listen to anyone's advice. Even if Lu Zhe and the others went there was nothing they could do. They could only let him keep doing this. Fu Yanli didn't reach the summit until the evening of the next day. He also passed out from exhaustion and was carried down by the doctors. When I received Aunt Fu's call, I was with my mom finalizing the wedding details. Auntie, Tang, Auntie really has no face to come find you, but Yanli wants to see you right now. None of us can talk him out of it. My mom gestured for me to hand her the phone. Nanju, my daughter is getting married now, so it's probably not very convenient for her to go see your son. How about this? I'll have my son in law make the trip. They already know each other, and they're good brothers, so maybe that'll do the trick. Aunt Fu sighed. Sigh, if that child, Qin Chu, came, it would probably just him even more. Let's forget it. No, as the saying goes, fight poison with poison. It's settled then. I'll send Qin Chu over in a bit. In the hospital, I waited outside the ward. When Fu Yanli saw Qin Chu, it was like seeing an enemy. His eyes turned red with anger. Qin Chu, I never thought I'd been set up by you. From the very first female celebrity, I walked straight into the trap you laid and could never get out. You couldn't even keep your own little patch of land under control. Who can you blame? That's because you're always scheming. Without your scheming, Tang and I would never have come to this point. The gardenias outside were in bloom. I went out for a walk and didn't hear the rest of their conversation. 12. I don't know what Qin Chu said to him. Over the next few days, Fu Yanli did not show up in front of me. I did run into Lin Shuyi a few times. Sister, can I talk to you? She kept her head down when she spoke, her voice very soft. It was hard to connect her with the person who had hired trolls to attack me under the company's official account. Lin Shuyi lowered her head, her fingers fidgeting and twisting together. No, translate naturally. Lin Shuyi lowered her head, her fingers twisting together over and over. She stayed silent for a long time, just as I was about to give up waiting and get up to leave. She finally spoke. I'm pregnant. I took a sip of coffee and said, Miss Lin, what exactly do you want from me? The child in your belly can't possibly be mine, can it? Lin Shuyi looked up in astonishment. The child is President Fu's, but he doesn't want it. Could you please help me persuade him? I don't want anything. I'll even give back everything he gave me before, as long as he lets me have this baby. Miss Lin, you've come to the wrong person. As his former fiancé, I have no reason to go to him and say something like that. And there's no need for you to put on this act in front of me. Between the child and the things Fu Yanli gave you, which is more important? You know the answer clearly. Lin Shuyi suddenly knelt down on the ground, but right now, all he can think about and see is you. If it weren't for you, maybe he would let me have this child. All his friends say I'm the exception, and only I can make him marry me, right? He even gave me a ring once, which means he had thought about marrying me too. Fu Yanli had too many exceptions. Many people have indeed received exceptions from him. Miss Lin, aside from your pink diamond being somewhat valuable, as for the other ring, if I recall correctly, many people received an identical one. Lin Shuyi couldn't believe it. Impossible, you're lying to me. Everyone says I'm the one who stayed by his side the longest. You must be lying. Did Fu Yanli ever promise you that this ring was for you alone? Lin Shuyi opened her mouth, only to find she had no rebuttal. See, he couldn't even be bothered to humor you. Lin Shuyi wanted to say more. I cut her off. Miss Lin, I hope you won't appear before me again in the future, nor come looking for me at the company, because we truly are not close. Assistant Qiao, see the guest out. After little Qiao saw the person out, she knocked and entered. President Jiang, don't listen to that Lin Shuyi's nonsense. The child in her belly definitely isn't President Fu's. My friend said that ever since she was shelved by the company, she's been trying every possible way to get re-signed. What methods she used, I probably don't need to tell you. I looked up at little Chow. You continue to follow up on the East District project. As for irrelevant matters, don't report them to me. 13. On the day of the wedding, the weather was beautiful. All the friends from our circle were present. Congratulations, congratulations. I thought you would marry Yanli, but I never expected. Today is Tong Tong's wedding day. What nonsense are you spouting here? I think Qin Chu is countless times better than that Fu Yanli. Song Song had long been displeased with Fu Yanli, and at a wedding like this, she was even less willing to hear anyone bring up that name. I'm sorry, listen to me. I smiled, not taking it to heart. Go sit down first. The wedding is about to begin. The wedding venue was decorated in a traditional Chinese style. Grand and solemn, the wedding dress had been specially made by Qin Chu for her. The magnificent outer robe was embroidered with golden phoenixes, and she wore a phoenix crown on her head, with gold tassels hanging from both sides. The phoenix crown and ceremonial cape rested on her shoulders, a marriage alliance between two families, a covenant formed under one roof. May a good match be forever united, and may the pairing be well matched and harmonious. After the ceremony ended, I changed into my wine-tasting outfit. Lu Zhe gave me the Buddhist prayer beads that Fu Yanli had sought from Mount Lao. Now brother Fu regrets it terribly. If he could do it over, he says he would definitely cherish you properly. Lu Zhe was still chattering on. He didn't notice Qin Chu's unpleasant expression. I smiled and separated the two. After a busy day, I lay down on the bed as soon as I got home, and Qin Chu helped me undress. In the bathroom, my back pressed against the cool wall, steam blurring the gazes between Qin Chu and me. He hooked his arm around my waist, and before I could gather my thoughts, a flurry of kisses had already descended. End of text.